Master Slayer. A chance to insta one-shot. No, you won't be able to one-shot bosses with it, okay? And the moron needs intelligence modifier. This is not an intelligence slayer. They didn't give him intelligence, okay? It's only 40. So yeah, indeed it is kinda useless. Which needs we multi-class. You just don't go for Master Slayer. He needs to be multi-classed. And with what will I multi-class him? Fuck if I know. Movement speed is neat. Quarry is absolutely great. And improved quarry is great, but it's a long way off. Alright, so I guess you are right to stop on level 14. Although, no, you should stop on level 15. Just for the study target. And another sneak attack. Stop on level 15 with Slayer. Then we'll figure out what to multi-class with. Just stop on level 15, not on level 14. We're gonna have 5 levels to multi-class with. Now with what? I'll need to spend some time to think about it. And to actually test. You know that he's quite useless. And he doesn't have spells. Why not give him a free rage from Barbarian? We can multi-class with Barbarian. And they are rage items. He might be good as a multi-class of a Barbarian and Slayer. Great board. It's gonna hurt even more. So why the fuck not? I'll need to level up to check. Social. Listen, I'll be honest. It doesn't matter what feats you pick for a cleric. The only thing that actually matters for a cleric is what spells are you using. Alright? Spells. And you will need to switch those spells every time when you enter a different map. And that's the only thing that actually matters. And for feats, I don't know what I gave Social. I uploaded those videos on my YouTube channel. I don't have Social right now to check. Diplomatic Council is done. Army of thieves. A large group of suspicious individuals has arrived at the gates of Dresden. They wish to join the crusade. Officers have recognized a number of thieves and murderers among their ranks. It seems that the newcomers are only interested in spoils of war, should they be accepted. You need to have a Rochelle among your companions for the 5th option. 6 rogues, 8 bandits, 750 diplomacy experience points. Lawful convicts are recruited at the commander's headquarters. Arrest. Send them away. Characters such as those will destroy the Crusade's reputation. The commander rejected the criminals, and many influential nobles and clerics praised this act. Energy points income increases by 1. Stevan used the Rotten Phylactery. Strengthening the chain of command. Issue decree. Energy points income increases. Issue a decree. Relics can wait. Okay, I really believe relics can wait. I'll clear fatigue. I didn't rest. I don't wanna rest. I'll just clear fatigue. Nathan Holm. We need to go back down there. It is like we do need to rest after all. You can always revisit the old maps, you know. Seven-hour trip. We're gonna get tired. I'm still standing though. Somehow. Now, instead of a cheese crostata, we're gonna pick something for damage. Weapon damage rolls for a day.
I heard you abandoned your daughter just because the road was calling you or some such tripe. You're not all that different to my dear old dad.
Number 1, shut your mouth. Number two, my daughter didn't grow up to be a thief. Maybe even because I wasn't in her life.
Why have you discovered Market Square now? It says new location discovered Market Square. We're gonna stop by Market Square later. First I wanna check this. Maybe there's something new in the Market Square. You never know. It's gonna be available later with Canabres. So relax. The Blade of No Escape Longsword. The cursed sword belonged to a young mongrel, son of a chief who dreamed of reaching the surface no matter how he tried. As every attempt at daring escape failed, he met his inglorious end in the shades of the underground. Back at the tutorial area, man. I can't believe this. Let's go to trader.
Move out! Head off! I lead, you follow.
Nothing hidden. Lion's Quest. Chief Sal. He's holding the package. Chief, we're back. You won't believe where we've been, the things we've seen. You and the tribe need to come and see for yourselves. Land the Uplander. That was quick. We won't be going anywhere. We won't be seeing any things. Come to take the mongrels to the surface. We're going to do it ourselves. I think we lost our nerve. No, we have a reason. No one said you were cowards. I came to say the way up is clear and we need you. The entire crusade world needs you. This is the commander of the 5th Crusade. He's calling you to fight with him. Or did something happen I don't know about? Wendug came. She took Daira. Daira is a merchant from Nippon, setting up a plan in Wendug tribe. She showed up again. What happened? We waited, such things shouldn't be rushed. We waited and we waited. Wendug came. She started talking. She did, smooth as silk, saying that the uplanders would kill us all. Then we needed demon power to overcome them. No one listened. She didn't like that. And the next day, Tyra went out together healing us. Wendug took her alive. She left a message for us, warning us against trying to get out, or else, let me guess, she'll let you out if you obey her. Wendug. I thought she couldn't stoop any lower. Inside the package he's holding is a severed finger. How are the mongrels doing now? They're troubled. Everything's in turmoil. Thought we should get Daira, but go where? No one knows where Wendug is. No one knows anything, so we wait and we think. The one answer for everything. Wait and think. We did this for decades. Where is Wendug hiding? Should I know? She's like a shadow. I think I know where she is. Wendug and I had a secret spot. A big cave, warm and dry. We'll bring back Daira and give Wendug what's coming to her. Won't go anywhere without Daira. Get her back. Then we can go be crusaders. Crusaders. We'll take care of everything. Find Wendug in her secret den. Secret hideout. Area exit. Let's go for Wendug. What are you doing, Wendug? You stupid bitch. Wendug, sitting over a corpse that's been ripped to shreds, looks up and notices you. Looks back. With Salcam crying that I was holding Daira hostage. What a snitch. You knew her. She was one of us. So what if I knew her? What does it matter? I do what I want. I don't care what other people think. You killed one of your own. I make sacrifices to Salamelech in exchange for his blessings. But this fool, her I kill for pleasure. I claw her heart out with my bare hands. You're absolutely insane, admitted Wendug. You're just broken. Keep underestimating Milan. You'll die with the same surprised look on your face. How does this help you? Now Sal will know you have nothing to hold over him. Will he find out how exactly? Do you really think you're getting out of here? You're alone, we can easily overpower you. I'm not alone, lad. My master has not left me. Even now I feel his cold breath on my neck. He's watching. There's no one here. He doesn't have to be here to know and see everything. So you've been hiding in this cave the whole time like a rat? Attack me and you'll find out how I've been spending my time. Killing demons, you've been practicing on cave slugs. It won't be much of a fair fight. I had a good teacher. He opened my eyes to many things. My master, Salamelech. Enough talking, you murderer.
They will bring against our resolve.
Wendug, what level are you now? You're level 13, so you also scaled. Like
The
we did.
inheritor, guide my blade.
Wendug. Without buffs.
Is this a mock?
Wendug. That was quick. Enough, that's enough, I want to talk to you. You are an interesting specimen of a dumb but stubborn creature. Yes, you're right, I'm nothing against you. So what is there to talk about? It's not too late yet. I, the unworthy Wendug, will serve you. I realize now you're the chosen one of the gods. There has never been anyone like you. Allow me to become your slave. Oh shit, you can recruit Wendug 150 hours later. This is too much even for you. Stop it. I can't watch you humiliate yourself. I don't know who you are. You're not Wendug. I will be everything my master commands. Holy shit. You're gonna have a personal slave companion if you want to. Made a lot of mistakes, Wendug, but you can atone for them. Admitting your weakness is the only path to true strength. Evil. Serving in the crusade is truly an honor. But you're not worthy of it. You were too easy to defeat. You're not even worthy of becoming my slave. Do you understand now that the power given to you by the demon is worth nothing? You don't need the so-called gifts of the abyss to become stronger. You understand now that the power given to you by the demon is worth nothing. You don't need the so-called gifts. Now I go with evil. Serving in the crusade is truly an honor, but you're not worthy of it. You were too easy to defeat. You're not even worthy of becoming my slave. No, I've done so much, I must be stronger. No. I suppose I've been deceiving myself for too long. The truth is, it's me sitting in the dust in front of you, not the other way around. I asked Sava Malek about you. I dreamed of defeating you. After our last encounter, it was all I could think about. But I'm weak. So weak. I don't even know if she seems to actually mean it. Fine, you may join me. Yes, master. I will do everything you command. Just say the word. We broke Wendug. We're gonna receive yes, master, from now on. Wendug grins triumphantly, turning to Lan. Lan, you didn't expect us to be together again, eh? You'll have to accept your old friend. You realize she'll betray you the moment you turn your back, right? I don't know why you're doing this, but I know it won't last long. It's just a matter of time before you betray us again. Wendug. Shit, man, it's so fucking funny. I don't even know what to do with her, to be honest. Like, I literally don't know what to do with Wendug. I am curious about conversations with her, okay. I really am. A classic fighter. Who the fuck needs a classic fighter? With a point blank and precise shot. Point blank and precise shot. She can use a tower shield, I sold, I know, but why would I use a tower shield on a point blank and a precise shot? I need to make her work with precise shot and point blank. And initiative. Let's forget about bravery though. So we need to switch this class entirely since we got these 2-3 spells. She can easily become a wizard or a sork. I just need to check
Where do you want me?
attribute points allocation. Bora, thanks for the follow. I'm silent because I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about what to do with Wendug and how should I make her and into what? I think Duffer, thanks for the follow. Cat's not here anymore, guys. Always wanted to try a Scald. But you need high charisma for a Scald. She's so bad as a Scald. TLDR, thanks for the follow. It's interesting how multi-class works, okay? And I believe it's a bug. If you wanna go as a regular ranger, mix of a fighter and a ranger, alright? Then favored enemy is available. If I wanna go as a demon slayer, favored enemy is unavailable. Like, why? Why on fucking earth would it be unavailable? I get it for some feats, maybe. You know, that's just fucking stupid. Stupid. But whatever. On a freebooter also, you don't get a favorite enemy. Nomad comes with a an animal companion. Holy shit, what was I thinking about? I can make you an alchemist, you got precise shot. You got precise shot, you got point blank, you got initiative. You got will saves against fear. And I really, really love alchemists. I'll make a fucking alchemist out of Wendug. And she's gonna reach highest level spells. Like that. Funny how every companion that you find usually is on your level, but her, 150 hours later, is like level 2, level 3 now. We're gonna make an alchemist out of Wendug. There is no alchemist in the game. They're so fucking useful. She comes with amazing feats for an alchemist as the start. Now let's just see what alchemist, if it's gonna be a regular one or not. I believe alchemist uses intelligence. She's flat on 10. Yes, alchemist uses intelligence, so she's gonna need intelligence items. I could rack it up to 12. She's actually a perfect vivisectionist. She's a perfect vivisectionist. Let's see what we get out of Vivisectionist this guy. Discoveries are removed if I decide to go as Vivisectionist. I can't make a tank completely wrong feats for a tank. You think I wouldn't make her a tank? Wrong feats. You know, wrong feats. Just straight wrong feats. She can also be a metamorph. Or Vivisectionist. I fuck Slayer. Come on, we have Slayer. Just fuck Slayer. It's a boring class. I wanna make something fun out of her. Blood Rager is also kinda boring. Cavalier. There are 2 or 3 options I see. Mixer with a Hunter, with a Ranger, with Alchemist, Vivisectionist. Of course you can do it with a Slayer too, but that ain't fun. You can also do it with a Rogue. But that ain't fun. And maybe with Cavalier. And give her a mount. I haven't seen Cavalier. We could try Cavalier. Because I know how Vivisectionist works. Charisma modifiers. You cannot be a fucking cavalier. It needs to be something with wisdom. And those would be ranger or a hunter. Hunter also comes with an animal companion. Attack rolls on a horse, be more precise. Be a black horse. Hurricane bow. Aspect of a falcon. Gonna get wisdom. Precise companion. We're gonna get magic fang for the companion. Stealth. Boom, companion. strike. Long strider. Sense vitals. Effortless. I don't know if I should pick crossbows for her, you know. Probably yes, even though I have tons of good short bows and long bows. Perhaps I should go with crossbows. I'll find some good crossbow for her. Why the fuck not? If there is a crossbow available, should be. Heavy crossbow. You find something good heavy for her. Plus restoration. Wisdom. Shake it up. Owl's wisdom. The gap. Hammer the gap. Flare burst. Communal Feather Step. More difficult terrain for the entire team, 10 minutes per level. All allies. Chameleon Stride. She can easily become an assassin also. Magic Fang Greater. Improved critical with a heavy crossbow. Maneuvers. Long Strider Greater. Chameleon Stride. Blind Sight. Grow your animal. Animal companion gains bonus to its strength, dexterity, constitution equal to half your mythic rank, +1. Its attacks will now ignore damage reduction. abilities. Vulnerability here. No. Bigger they are. Bigger they are. I made her with a crossbow, okay. Wendug. I wanna see how it's gonna roll on. Even if she betrays us. Whatever. It was freaking hilarious. First of all, it's a good thing that you can actually recruit her. You know.
This was simple enough.
Merciless shot. +1 bonus to attack while using point blank.
You need me. Good.
She's solid with the spell usages. Whatever.
I am yours to command.
That would be a black horse.
On your whim.
All this waiting bores me.
I don't know why. I know it looks fun to mount and so, you know. But I don't like it. Like, it feels fucking weird.
Move out!
It really feels weird. I don't know.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
Body of Daira, the mongrel trader, been ripped apart. Heavy mace of fire, +1, 1d3 fire damage.
Head on!
I don't plan to play with Wendug, I just wanna see if she has her own personal quest or something, you know? This is the same playthrough as the one on YouTube. I know most of the people can't catch up, that's why I'm posting everything on YouTube. Yoshinobu, hello. Chip Soul. You returned, but Wendug is alive. How is that possible? How dare she show up here? Have some nerve. We're your tribe. We brought you up. We loved you. And how did you repay us? Wendug bares her teeth and shrugs. What about Daira? Is she dead? Only the living can correct their mistakes. Wendug will serve me until she's paid for what she's done. Speak reasonably. But it's not you she hurt. It's easy for you to say. Hope is the strength of the Crusades. That includes the hope of redemption. The commander isn't like you and me, Chief. He thinks Wendug can atone for what she's done. Although personally I don't believe it. I admitted I was wrong. What else do you need, Lan? My humiliation? Do you want me to lick the commander's feet? Now it would be cool if they added an option. Go ahead and lick it. Daira died, but we all need to move on. She wasn't your tribe. Move on. What do you do now? Her death is a huge loss for us all. The commander is right. We're crusaders, aren't we? We have a duty. We got to fulfill it. Even if bad things are happening to good people all around us. Even if it hurts. Wendug rolls her eyes. We can't put it off anymore. It's time for the underground crusaders to become crusaders on the surface. Well, it's time. Lead on, Lan. Commander, thank you for not forgetting us. We are crusaders, you're the crusade commander. Lead the way, we shall follow. Man, I broke Wendug. She won't be irritating, you know. If you recruited Wendug from the start of the game, then she would irritate you, probably, you know. If you break her, 150 hours later, she becomes your personal slave. And she doesn't play smart anymore. She just gives the yes, master, and that's it. I can't wait to see the conversation options right now with Wendug. Shall we check the market square? See if it's fixed. Location is not available. Ah, shit. Studying the Sword of Valor. The great relic of the Crusaders which changed upon coming into contact with the commander. What does it mean? Clerics and wizards could shed some light on the artifact properties. Strengthen the chain of command. The war wears soldiers down and defeatist attitude sink in order to reinforce the discipline. The commander's staff council must look for new solutions. Blessing of Busted. Energy points increase. No events. One of the 4th outpost levels with at least 3 out of 4 construction slots filled can be upgraded to a Bastion level. One of the forts. Bastion expansion requires 7 days. Quite expensive. Relics of Delamere. Clerics and Rangers. Forming the Logistic Council. The success of a military action depends on the regular supply of everything troops need and the judicious distribution of resources. Logistic council made up of experienced officers will ensure there is no chaos in the army while the commander's attention is focused on the front line. Form them. Glory of the heroes, increase crusade morale. No. That will be it. Up we go. Up we fucking go. Where's the exit? Too bad we can't go back to the market square to see how it got rebuilt and so on. No interruptions in Canabras. It's a peaceful area now. PP. Nice. Citadel. Captain Odan, our intelligence was correct. Kuramas the host marches on Dresden. In his position, the wisest course of action upon reaching the walls would be to lay siege and wear down our forces with nuisance raids. However, my experience tells me that he will act differently. This is going to be a full-on assault, a decisive display of his power. When the enemy moves in our position, we must meet them with a hail of arrows from the walls, gaining the full advantage of our superior defensive position. To prepare our army for this battle, I propose to pass a reform and increase the presence of ranged troops in our ranks. I believe light armed slingers, a great number of whom can be trained quickly, will be adequate for our purposes. And once the demons get to them, every one of those slingers will be slaughtered. I say we only recruit experienced seasoned rangers who traveled far and wide and know how to defend themselves in any situation. Captain Odan is correct to assume that our ranged troops can manage with light armaments. However, the troops themselves must be exemplary quality to complete the task at hand. I suggest we pick the most adept archers we have and have them undergo rigorous training until they become true marksmen. In my experience, in a fight with a dozen quick and accurate archers, the most valuable among them is the one who knows how to pick the right target. You don't learn that kind of skill in archery range, only in action. Wholesome headhunters, hard-boiled cutthroats who live by their ability to put an arrow in the eye of the moving target. Why is Corazamde so intent on reclaiming Dresden? By capturing the city, we've gone on the offensive for the first time in decades. We have broken the established mold. That which is taken by demons rarely escapes their grasp. The liberation of Dresden could become a symbol of new hope for mortal kind. For a Mazdech seeks to smother that hope in its cradle. Moreover, Dresden is a well-positioned foothold that threatens both the World Wound and Northern Meddev. Koram Mazdech cannot fail to appreciate its significance. There is also a more pragmatic reason. Back in the day, Koram Mazdech planned to capture Dresden himself, but Minyago beat him to it. If he takes it back now, he will finally have his glory, as well as further humiliating Minyago. Let me hear opinions of my advisors. Why Rangers, Scylla? We can bolster our ranks with hunters and shepherds who can shoot an arrow but don't know anything about melee combat. War is not shooting patridges out of the sky. The demons could easily break through our ranks and attack our archers. And what happens then? A massacre that will leave us digging graves for a bunch of boys and girls. Rangers, on the other hand, spend their whole life traveling, and they know what it's like to rely on no one but themselves. They're battle-hardened, they can wield both bow and a blade to fend off dangerous foe if need be. I'm worrying about the lives of individual soldiers. We must not put their safety above expediency. The price of defeat will be the loss of the entire army, not just a few soldiers. Regil, tell me about snipers. We take 100 archers and work them to the bone. In time, we will discover a dozen with real talent. They must be able to remain completely focused on their combat objective, taking out one opponent after another. The infantry's duty is to shield such valuable assets from any attacks, with their bodies if necessary. We're acquiring a powerful but extremely vulnerable weapon. If we are not up against idiots, our enemy will see our weak spot and hit us there. That's exactly what I would do. Grey Boar. How are headhunters better than the others? They can use their heads rather than just shooting wildly. Soldiers. I think the main thing is just to hit the target quickly and accurate. Doesn't matter what kind of target it is, it's an enemy. It's good enough for them. But when you hunt dangerous prey alone, you can't help but smarten up. You learn to spot the leader in a crowd, count the guards, figure out who will have the time to take an arrow for your leader and who won't. And you do your work from as far away as you can, so you don't put yourself at risk for no reason. Which is why my colleagues in trade will outclass any soldier. If you hire professionals, they won't shoot volleys into the enemy's infantry with abandon. They'll take out every single spellcaster and officer hiding behind the infantry, and pay you off for your investment before the enemy even reaches the front ranks of your army. Odan, what are the slingers? They can't compare to archers. A sling is not an accurate weapon. It's a cheap and easy to learn. Slinger's training is inexpensive and brief. Any commoner can pick up the basics and will be able to bring a large number of ranged troops onto the battlefield. Their numbers will compensate for the lack of skill. Untrained, practically unarmed peasants in the rear. A perfect target. Everything is clear. This Odan is an idiot, by the way. Peasants with slings will be quite enough. The main archery range provides weekly recruitment for slingers, poorly trained but cheap and numerous ranged troops. All archers are promoted to slingers. The main archery range provides weekly recruitment growth for headhunters. Ranged troops effective at destroying enemy sharpshooters. All archers are promoted to headhunters. Neutral evil headhunters. They prefer not to waste their time on cannon fodder, instead focusing on enemies' commanders, spellcasters, and other valuable soldiers. 27, 29. 40, 36 to 38. 19 to 20. We're gonna go with snipers. Regil not silent. Hope these measures will be enough to repel Koramazet onslaught. If not, those who come to take our place will learn from our mistakes and fare better. Repelling the assault. Don't tell me it's gonna start immediately. Lady Konomi. Sharp-looking kitsune gives you a quick, business-like bow. Commander, the matters before us are urgent, so let's not stand on the ceremony. I'm Lady Konomi, the official attaché of Nerozian. Here are my credentials. There's a scroll adorned with Galfrey seal. Her Majesty has introduced me to lead the headquarters Diplomatics Council. Honestly, I was surprised when Lady Konomi asked me to join this council, but I will do my best to fill the shoes of a trained diplomat. Strange I got invited to the council too. I'm sure foreign ambassadors will be thrilled to see my face and my manners. Lady Konomi, you haven't mistaken me for some other Crusader land, have you? Now this is the place to apply my talents. You know me, Chief. I have a way with words. If a fella once managed to smooth talk the Golden Hands goons, he can talk anybody into anything. Diran should be the obvious and the best choice here, to be honest. Plus he's possessed. I like many nobles. I've been trained in diplomacy, and in fact, I hold the title of Royal Emissary. It is passed down the Arandea line. I must say that prior to this day, I employed my diplomatic skills solely to undermine Mendev's international reputation. It's time to break that habit. I imagine preventing international scandals will be just as interesting as causing them. Who knows, I might even enjoy it. Diran definitely, by the lore, fits the role the best. But you would need to play as an evil, right? With Volgia, you would need to take Arcane Trickster mythic path. You know? It all depends what mythic path you choose, your alignment. And of course, it depends on the lore of your companions also. I need to take a piss. Be right back in 20 seconds. Then I'll decide what to do. I really don't know who to position here for a diplomat. Why do I need a diplomatic council? Solve matters of politics, of course. Crusade is more than just battles and sieges. It's the largest military project in Olavistan, funded by the treasuries of more than a dozen major powers. Each one of those powers, in addition to seeking victory over demons, also pursues its own goals. The Diplomatic Council will manage this tangle of political interests and prevent the Crusade from losing the favor of influential benefactors. And while we're at it, ensure that Nerosian remains satisfied with the state of affairs. After all, for the last 100 years, the entirety of Mandavian politics has revolved around the Crusaders in some shape or form. That is why the capital has sent me here to observe, offer suggestions, and keep the diplomatic situation under control. I see. You've been sent to keep an eye on me. Whatever gave you that idea, Commander? I'm not an overseer, I'm your loyal advisor. I do not intend to meddle in the way you run things, just consult you in cases where the price of error is too high. Put your trust in me and we'll get along swimmingly. After all, none of us here wants to see Cheliax and Druma at each other's throats, trying to settle the dispute by using their influence on us, political leverage. Am I wrong? And I doubt you would like it if we made enemies in the ranks of Nerosian nobility who would attempt to undermine your war effort. This won't happen as long as you trust my experience. Tell me more about the Royal Council. The Royal Council, operating under Her Majesty, is the highest governing body in Mendel and comprises her most able and trusted servants. It is responsible for day-to-day matters of state. They're the hands and the voice of the Queen. The Council has gathered people from all walks of life. Some of them are nobles, but many more are citizens of humble origins who earn their positions through their wit. Many are rich, but a fair number of them are more humble means. Some are pious and pure of heart, like Lord Inquisitor Kassori and Captain Jaspar of the Crusader Heralds. Others are more flexible and ambitious. Each of them faithfully serves Mendev's cause. Question about the composition of this council. Social has never had to deal with diplomatic concerns before. It won't be a problem in my homeland, Tiangxia, inviting clerics and paladins of Shaylin, the Lady of Chrysanthemums, to take part in diplomatic missions is a common practice. They may not be politicians, but their perspective advocate peace and favor balanced solutions. I'm flattered by the respect that the worshippers of my goddess receive in Lady Konomi's homeland. Won't lay it down. I'll make every effort to prevent her friends from becoming our enemies. Why did you want Diran to take part in the council? Because of Konsarande's influence, naturally. He's a Mendavian aristocrat. The nobility will be inclined to listen to his opinion. And by ensuring the support of the nobles, we'll find ourselves powerful allies. Believe me, Lady Konomi, I will exert all my effort and influence to make this council job exciting. Why did you choose land to join the council? The diplomats call this little trick mysterious Garundi Prince. During negotiations, it's always useful to have on your side a representative of some obscure, but potentially populous and powerful nation. Without knowing what they're up against and how many mongrels there are, our diplomatic partners will have to contend with this dark force. So Mr. Land will be our mongrel prince. If we're negotiating with foreign ambassadors and I make this sign, you immediately start talking about how offensive their proportion is to the mongrel people. We have a deal, Mr. Land. I suspected the word diplomat was synonymous with fraud, but I thought you would be deceiving me, not deceiving others with my help. No, that's not an option. I can't represent the mongrels in negotiations, but I'm gonna lie through my teeth. And what about Wojcieff on this council? I doubt he knows anything about politics and diplomacy. I can see that this tiefling possesses a keen mind and the most important trait in politics, a complete lack of conscience. He would make a terrible leader, but he'll prove useful to you as an advisor. I traded my conscience for a cherry roll back when I was a kid. What do you mean terrible? And about you, it Some becoming of a diplomat to talk about themselves at length. Mighty refuse their confronting Xia from a noble Kitsu. Like any Kitsune, I've always been curious to a fault, and my adventures brought me to Avistan. Here in your lands, I met my first and true love, politics. I served as a diplomat in the courts of 6 different sovereigns. But working for Her Majesty turned out to be the most interesting of all. Such riveting webs of intrigues and interests are spun around the crusade and the world wound. Diran Len, Social, Volgiev, or Konomi. What's on the council's agenda? I hate to say it, Commander, but not everyone in Erosian is pleased with your progress. Some believe that, to use their words, you're out of control and fancy yourself an independent leader. It wouldn't surprise me if you encounter supply disruptions in the near future. I would suggest quelling their anger. Show the capital you haven't forgotten about the chain of command. For example, you could hold a parade in honor of Her Majesty. We need to demonstrate that we're keeping Erosian in mind. Why don't we invite the capital's High Priest of Dresden for a religious festival? It'll be appropriate, and the church support will shield us from the accusations of schemers. Bender to naysayers. Naysayers, the church support. Naysayers. I think not. I propose we hold a parade in your honor. This is your victory, and if Cousin Galfrey wants to show off in front of the soldiers, she's welcome to capture something of her own. Well, you're some fucking help, Diran. Are they out of their mind? We got a whole Dresden full of soldiers who need medicine, food, and weapons. Until everyone's been taken care of, we can't waste a single coin on pointless celebrations. We gotta show we're loyal, no sweat. We grease some palms in the Royal Council, and they'll sing songs about how we're all devoted and well behaved. What did I do to incur Nerosian's discontent? You were too good. You reclaimed Kenabres, you won the Battle of Dresden. You're a menace to the world wound. Your authority grows and the influence of the Queen's confidence diminishes. This creates the impression that there is only enough space for you at the top. The members of the Royal Council are afraid that you will muscle them out of the political arena altogether. After all, if you're doing so well, maybe Her Majesty doesn't need them that much. Therefore, they might try to discredit you, impede your war effort, reduce the scale of your victories, make some concessions, and they'll see that you're open to negotiations. I wanna hear the opinions of my advisors. Social, how does inviting the High Priest to a festival help us? Without a doubt, we should remain loyal to the Queen and respect the hierarchy. That doesn't mean we have to kowtow the Royal Council whenever they ask. I think we should neither do their bidding nor seek the quarrel with them. Rather, we should try to take the middle path. The High Priest of Nerosian is a powerful figure, yet he's not a schemer or a politician. By inviting him to the festival, we'll both show that we're not cutting ties with Nerosian and let them know that we have influential friends and are not about to buckle under the Royal Council. The High Priest, not a schemer. I mean, I haven't met him or anything, but you won't find bigger thieves and swindlers in this world than the church. We'll end up donating half our spoils before we know it. It's better to hobnob with the most crooked clerics than with holier than thous. Diran, what's the point of taunting the capital by throwing a parade in my honor? There's a fine line between taunting and setting boundaries, and between showing respect and putting on a collar. Mind you, I'm not suggesting anything treasonous or disrespectful. A parade in honor of the true hero of Dresden and Kidnappers, what could be more natural than that? Besides, a healthy amount of disobedience guarantees that people won't pester you with lectures and nonsense as often. A dozen tutors responsible for my upbringing can attest to that. Provoking the capital would be unwise. We're trying to avoid unpleasant consequences, not expedite them. I'm sure that was merely an extravagant jest on the Count's part. What's even worse, it was not. Lion, do you think ignoring the capital words is a good idea? And what are they gonna do about it? We're the ones protecting them from the demons, not the other way around. Having loyalties from the capital is great, but there are more important things, like having the loyalty of our own soldiers. When the demons come, what will we do? Shake our fists and say we got powerful friends in Nerosian? But that's true, we need to stay friends with those who supply you with provisions, recruits and weapons. There's certainly no reason to fear that the base jealousy and envy at the sight of your glory might get the better of their common sense, because that has never happened before. We're gonna just start handing out coin to soldiers. You know what? If I were a capital bureaucrat, I would have got an NC and cut our supplies too. It's an obvious sign that we're buying our troops' loyalty before we throw a cup. Cool. Woljev, how will bribes solve anything here? I reckon the only thing of all these fat-ass bureaucrats care is about us hugging all the glory and loot and leaving them with babkes. If we share the wealth, they'll be yelling their brains out about how great we are, because they'll be aligning their pockets with each of our victories. So now we're bribing people so they don't bother us while we're fighting their war. What's neck paying taxes for demons we kill? And you, Konomi, what good will a parade in Her Majesty's honor do? Symbolic and affordable. Show them how much you respect and value Her Majesty. Courtesy to those who pay for your arrows, swords, and bread. The Royal Council has power. You wouldn't want to turn those patrons into adversaries and test whose influence is great, yours or theirs. Please them and they will stop worrying about your loyalty, and you will be able to focus on your war. So let me get this straight, hiding behind our backs and buying their safety from the demon invasion with bread and other people's lives in a new form of charity. Are you sure we shouldn't go to them, drop to our knees and thank them for allowing us to die in this war? Clear. Invite the High Priest of Nerosian to the religious festival. We get a religious feast decree. Energy points income increases by 20%, and finance points income reduces by 10 for 30 days. Organize a parade in my honor. The cost of recruiting mercenary units reduces by 7.5. Material points income is reduced by 25% for 30 days. A land. Crusade morale increased by 10 or by 20 if crusade morale is below 0. It's pretty much in a freaking plus. Bribery. Material points income increases by 20. Finance points income reduces by 10% for 30 days. Royal Parade. Finance points income increases by 10% for 30 days. A repeatable decree in 45 days. Fuck Her Majesty. Okay, fuck Her Majesty. And her parade. Bribe them, Voljev, bribe them. A moment, Commander. I stand used to being the highest authority in all matters, but political decisions are an exception. I'm a professional in this field, you're not. By ignoring my recommendations, you're not only deliberately seeking conflict with the capital, but disregarding common sense as well. I urge you to reconsider. You think you have the right to talk back to me? I do hope you'll forgive me this little revolt. I'm merely doing my job by trying to satisfy my superiors from the capital. Or incidentally, your superiors as well. You invited my companions to the diplomatic council, now you refuse to listen to their opinions. Simply suggesting that give your companions time to find their feet in the council and to grasp the principles of being a diplomat. Also, if they were in a council, your decision could be mistaken for the decrees of a tyrant. And that is definitely not a public image you need. Now I understand the role that I've been given, Lady Konami. I'm supposed to stand in a pretty doublet and keep my mouth shut. I can't promise you the former, but not the latter. Volgiev approach seems more reliable than your suggestion. I cannot challenge your decision, however I have no choice but to inform the capital that you have disregarded my recommendations. Actions like these are precisely what gave Nerosian cause for concern, Commander. Fuck you, Nerosian politicians. I'm gonna wipe you all out. The clinking of coin is the sound of a deep and mutually beneficial friendship. Let's see what our new pals can do for us. And with that, we can bring this meeting of the Diplomatic Council to a close. Unfortunately, the things were so tense. I'm sure we'll soon have many more opportunities to resolve any misunderstandings between us. Fuck you and get the fuck out. Harbatan. They got no fucking end, man. Permission to report. Although the desertion has been halted, not everyone appreciated your methods. A circle of discontents formed within the officers' ranks, calling themselves the Very. There are no blatant signs of sedition, otherwise they would have been arrested. Still, their talk is concerning. We can't rely on them. We need our own trusted officers. I suggest enlisting some of the volunteers. We get some very capable fighters among the fresh blood every day. The kind that could be made sergeants straight away. We need those who know the meaning of honor. We'll call paladins and knights from reputable orders. They'll serve as an example to our soldiers, boosting everyone's morale. Officers who are unworthy of their rank can always be replaced. We can identify experienced sergeants with reliable records of results, then promote them. Mendev is full of promising youths who were overlooked when their seniors were promoted to serve in your army. We can call them here, award them rank, and they'll be grateful to us until the end of their days. Holy shit with this managing. Why exactly are these very unsatisfied? The words of Scylla and the other faithful did their job, inspiring the formerly doubt-filled. However, the more cynical officers grumble that preaching doesn't fill empty stomachs. Can't judge them for refusing to fight for pretty words. But since they're bad-mouthing us, I will have to judge the scoundrels after all. Shame on them. So they were expecting bribes, opportunists. And one more thing, I apologize if this sounds disrespectful, but these are the sentiments within the ranks. For an entire century, the Queen was the face of the crusade. Even though she personally appointed you as a commander, many still consider you an upstart unworthy of the high title. Many officers and soldiers dream of Her Majesty taking the lead. We'll discuss our options in a further detail. Scylla. With the most honorable loyal officers. Where else can we find them but among chivalric orders and paladins? We'll invite valiant knights to Dresden and make them officers. They're the best hope for Crusader army. That sounds fabulous. There's just one little tiny problem. Who do you think has been filling these positions until now? Did it truly not cross my dearest cousin's mind to recruit your favorite paragons of honor and fate as officers? Your proposal is to repeat exactly the same thing that's been going on without you for the last 100 years. Rigel. Appointing officers from the outside is a mistake. We should move our most distinguished privates up the ranks. The troops will be more eager to trust their former comrades than try to climb the ladders themselves. Of course, these officers will also prove more loyal than the newcomers invited from who knows where. There's some truth to that. I became who I am by making it all the way from a thief to a paladin. Soldiers need not just generals, but mentors too. They need officers who embody honor and bravery. Showing the true meaning of those virtues, as someone showed me. Didn't. Plenty of ambitious young men and women in Mendev, waiting for the chance to prove themselves. They'll move mountains from whoever gives them this chance. Aspirations of hot-headed youth are the best fuel for war. Sure, why don't we invite some privileged youths as our officers? Gamblers, status seekers, fopps, and brilliant poets, unappreciated by the masses. That's what's been missing in our commanding ranks. I can see that the Count misses the high life dearly, and would like to invite along the entirety of the capital's leisure class to join him in carousing. Can't stop him, so he can invite them to his heart's content, but not to serve here as officers. Heartmen. The volunteers are arriving every day with some quite capable people in their midst. I wasn't a rookie when I joined the crusade. After all, I had 100 years of military experience. We can rely on these new leaders to replenish our command staff. Should we entrust the lives of our soldiers to strangers? I'm not so sure. Summon the knights and paladins. Pious officers. Infirmary size increases by 10%. All generals gain +1 level to the striving for distinction. General has 10% bonus to gain experience points per level of this feat. With region. All generals gain +1 level to the Master of Maneuver feat. Oof. There has to be a penalty for choosing this. All generals gain the heroic officers. +5 bonus to combat morale. All generals gain +1 level to the Master of Maneuver. We can increase the maximum size of the army by 1 unit. This is definitely the best stat that you can get. Striving for distinction, bonus XP. Infirmary is whatever. It's either Regal or Dira. I kinda like Regal's option the most in terms of lore. Okay, promotion among the privates. In terms of lore. And it's on the second spot in terms of what you actually get. 10% bonus XP. This is absolutely disgusting in terms of lore. All your bright youths from Diran, but Master of Maneuver. Very hard choice. The game does need a full voiceover, okay, so I can shut up and play. And I could play for way much more if I was not reading aloud, okay? On a daily basis. Diran. Oof. Call your bright youths. Ah, shit. Call the bright youths. In terms of lore, it should be Regal. I will advance faster with Regal. Even though this is absolutely great, Master of Maneuver, I'm choosing Regal. Because of lore and because of the bonus XP. They have the list prepared, can present it immediately so that those who have excelled can be fairly rewarded for their performance. Hope that these measures will solve the issue at hand. If we have further complications, I will call another council at once. Man. I opted in for experience. And my main general, right now, because of experience, he will receive 20% bonus experience points. So he's gonna level up fast. Extremely fast. I don't plan to use only one army, I plan to use 2 armies. And I kinda wanna stick with lore. Like, how on fucking earth can some youth create good officers? Give me a break. I wanna find Wendug. Then we can rest. And I really don't know what's gonna be next. I have no fucking clue. Let's see where Wendug is. That's Wendug with her horse. Captain Oda. What are you doing there? Captain, what's your role in the army? Responsible for drills, organizing exercises, briefing the officers on the strategies you approve. Have the honor of serving as the chair of the military council. Remind me about the responsibilities of the military council. The strategy of troops. You had encounters with Kora Mazdek before, haven't you? Only in the halls of my mind. Back when I was a young lieutenant, dreaming of the title of Crusade Commander, who among us has dreamed of being in your shoes, Commander? At least for a little while. I knew I would one day meet him on the battlefield. I'm sure there are more powerful demons in the world, but in this war, where entire armies fight for victory rather than individual warriors, he's Bendev's greatest enemy. I studied countless reports on battles against him, played out countless of his historical battles in my head, trying to spot his mistakes. I did spot a few, or so I hoped, but never had a chance to put it to the test. I moved up in rank, knowing that the day when we would come face to face was drawing ever closer. Most important day of my life. I could feel that it's very, very close. Tell me about the military career. I get the feeling you had your share of pain on the front lines. No more than the other soldiers from my squad. Let us go to the storyteller, see if I got some new items for him to identify. This one is still painting Anivia. Examine the items. Restore relic, don't have those Elven script notes. Lady Konomi. Let's go to that bitch. What is your role in the army? I'm not your soldier, I saw Her Majesty Queen Galfrey. A diplomat. What's diplomatic council and why do I need it? We already asked that when she was inside. Tell me more about the Royal Council. We already asked that. Tell me about yourself, Lady Konami. I'm becoming a diplomat to talk about themselves at length. How am I to... We already talked about that. What are you reading? A state secret, but for you I can offer a hint. Every single day I receive dozens of classified diplomatic missives from all countries supporting the crusade. Kitsunes are a rare sight in Wendug. I'm a child of a passionate and curious people. I live everywhere. You're just not always aware of our existence. You're not the first to have taken an interest in my race. Your companion Nenyo has already interrogated me. A most amusing individual. Truly, we Kitsunes are incapable of normalcy. We find our passion and surrender to it entirely, mind and soul, although in Nenyo's case, I fear that the mind was lost, along with common sense. I have questions regarding diplomacy. Happy to oblige. What's the current situation in Wendug? Things aren't terrible, for a nation has been at war with the demonic invasion force for a century. The people are wary of taxes. The army continues to pay tributes in blood, and many noble families are dying out. However, the crown stands strong, and its authority remains high. Nobles are ready to follow Her Majesty's orders, and the Royal Council, compromising the closest and most trusted servants of the Queen, governs the nation sensibly and astutely. Why are you so fascinated by the politics? We Kitsunes are predators, and our hunting spirit is strong. Unfortunately, chasing rabbits in the fields is rather boring, vulgar, and unfashionable. Politics is a hunt of a much more dignified sort, refined and captivating. Whenever I pick up the quill to write a letter of protest, I feel like I'm ready to go for my praise throat. So invigorating. You don't look like a soldier and you're different from my other advisors. I'm not a soldier. Warfare has always been too bloody for my tastes.